We live in such a time of uncertainty. You turn on the news, you don't really know what to believe. One day we're told that COVID-19 is coming to an end. Other times they're saying it could be a year. It's so uncertain. We're in a time of isolation and a time that to protect others and to protect ourselves, we have to be so careful about our movements, what we do and where we go. And we are so thankful that so many people have done exactly that. They have been careful. We think of those that are on the front lines, that are doctors and nurses and care aides and all those that are working on the front line, and what a tremendous burden they have. And yet it's encouraging to see how society is beginning to realize exactly what it is that they do, and how wonderful a job it is that they are doing. What do we say at a time like this? We try to come up with encouraging words. We try to come up with things that we can say to our friends and our relatives and to anybody that's listening, and yet we don't have a lot to say because there's so much that we don't know. It's at times like this that I only have one person that I can turn to. And so because of that, I turn to the Word of God. And the Word of God says this. It says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. And in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. One thing I do know, before the beginning of time, God knew that these days would be upon us. He knew that we would be here. He knew that you would be here. So we can rest assured that none of this has taken Him by surprise. So we are left with one alternative: to trust. Things are changing so rapidly, we don't know from one week to the next. So many things have changed in the last month. And yet we know that none of this has taken the Lord by surprise. He knew it. So we can trust in Him with all of our hearts. If there's ever been a time that we would think to ourselves, I can't rely on my own understanding, this would be the time. And so we trust in Him who takes care of all things and all of us. For most of us, there will come a day that we will look back at this time and we will realize that we lived through one of the most traumatic times in history. What do we do with that? Well, this I know for sure. It's a time for us to reflect on the things that are most important to us. Our family, our friends, those around us. We should take this time to begin to take stock of our lives. I know so many times, in fact, we look at New Year's and we go, I'm going to make all kinds of resolutions. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But today is really a great time to look at our lives and say, okay, when life does begin to get back to normal, what am I going to do differently? How am I going to be a different person? More importantly, how am I going to be a better person? Because you know and I know that during this time, we really begin to realize what's really important. I believe that each and every one of us was created with a purpose. There is things that God is calling for us to do. Especially in our North American society, it's very easy to lose track of that. It's very easy to get caught up in the things of the world. But at times like this, when the things of the world are somewhat taken away from us, yes, they still exist, but we can't go out. Most of us are self-isolating except to go to work or maybe to go to the grocery store. So many are out of work. What do we do with that? What do we do with the emotions and the feelings that we feel as everything begins to be taken away? I believe temporarily, but taken away nonetheless. Don't you find that you're like me and you begin to really think, there are things that I thought were so important, and frankly, I don't even miss them. I thought they were the be-all and end-all of life, but turns out they're not. Most of us will make it through this. I believe that God has a plan in all things. So trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Lean not on your own understanding, and like never before, in all your ways acknowledge Him and allow Him to direct your path. These days will pass, but let the Lord use them to make you into all that He wants for you to be, that you might be a better person with your family, a better person at work. Whatever it is, allow the Lord to use this time to mold you and to shape you and to make you into His image, so that when we come through this, and we will come through it the better. Be blessed and have a great day.